Pakistan's history in cricket is built around proud turnarounds from situations where no one gave them a chance. But they now need to channel the spirit of 1992 and 2017 if they are to have any hopes of making it to the Super 8s of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024. They go looking for their first win of the campaign against Canada, who registered a landmark win for themselves against Ireland the last time they had an outing. Let's build up to match number 22 from Group A on Maruti Suzuki Arena. Presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout, powered by Dishtv. Watcho in the company of Uruj Mumtaz. Uruj, thank you so much for your time. Many a tale which is so popular and comes back almost every big event when Pakistan don't start brightly. Do you think this setup has it in them to script anything of that sort?
The scary part is what you said in your introduction, that Pakistan looking for their first points against Canada. When would you have ever heard that in cricketing history or with Pakistan? That's a reality, and it's a very harsh reality. It'll be a difficult one to digest. And I think in both games, you can look at Pakistan letting themselves down when they had control of the game. They failed to sort of assert authority, take charge, and convert key moments in the game. So, as much as credit to the USA and India in the games that they won, but Pakistan will have themselves to blame and will look back and be almost disappointed with how they've turned up. Having said all of that, it is Canada, and Pakistan should back themselves. Again, fate still slightly in their own hands in the sense that they still have the two games, one against Canada and then the other one against Ireland. Both won't be easy, but get your 4 points, end up with commanding wins to improve the net run rate, and then see where this ends up. So I still feel they've definitely gotten them. The bowling group did come to the party against India. It was the batting group that let them down.
Yes, all the conversation, or at least most of it, is around Pakistan's batters because the bowlers had India on the mat. They also did a job in keeping Pakistan in the game against USA. But when it comes to the batters, Uruj, what lessons need to have been learnt in this quick turnaround? And is it as simple as just a matter of intent?
I think it is simple in the sense if you break up and understand what's required. Now, what's required on these surface, at least where Pakistan is playing, is stick to your fundamentals and get the fundamentals right. Also, it is a lot about tactics and strategies. And I think that's where Pakistan lost both games in understanding what was required. Even in the game against India, you look at the way his innings happened. You look at Rizwan's shot, and you can put it down to temperament or lack of understanding the situation of what was required in the moment, not so much the skill element. I mean, the world class players have done performances in the past, so I think it'll be down to that of how they can. So application of technique and what is required in situation. So it comes back to cricketing smarts and being present to understand the situation. Also, what you like from Pakistan is fair enough. I know it's not easy coming back from two defeats and the way that they happen in, but you got to trust and have that self belief and come out. And I like to see their body language slightly more oozing with confidence. You know, you sort of walk the walk. The fact that you want to win these games, I think that will be important. The way Pakistan come out and you see that body language, the demeanor which they come out with, that will set the tone for the game against Canada.
It is something that head coach Gary Kirsten brought up post-match after India, the decision-making in tough situations. And after both matches so far, Captain Babar Azam has spoken about the lack of impetus in the power play. Given how common a theme that is, Uruj, do Pakistan need to consider something radical? Can this shift in power play mindset only be achieved by breaking the Rizbar association?
I mean, the Rizbar Association was broken with Saim up there, who will get you those quick runs, will not waste chew-away deliveries, and him along with Usman and Fakhr are the only three players who can provide that impetus in the first six. The problem is that they put Saim up there, and before the England series, they said they were done with that experimentation, and Rizbar went back up on top. Now, Fakhr, you look at Fakhr's number. Fakhr's done exceptionally well up top as well, but even at number 4, he's striking at 150 plus, and he's almost cemented that position as well. Because once Babar and Rizwan, if they go up on top, and if that partnership is broken early, you still got the experience of Fakhr to come in and still allow for him to keep going at that rate that he does like to bat. The only thing would be whether they put Saim back up in the order, but then that means who do they sit out? Does Shadab sit out and they still go with their 4 pace attack and Imad's batting obviously that lower middle order role which specifically he was brought in for in that run for Islamabad United in the PSL. He failed to convert, and that was his massive opportunity. It was literally the role that he was brought in back out of retirement to do for Pakistan. So, as far as I see it, I don't see they will break that partnership up. But what I'd like to see is for Babar and Rizwan to go for that, and that the word that we use so much, intent, let's put it into action, because then you've got Usman Fakhr to then pick up the pace. But I don't think they'll be changing the batting order, and I don't think they will pull something out of the hat of being radical and changing it during mid tournament.
While you don't see them making that change, if you had to make the call, would you consider getting Saim Ayub in, or is it too big a move to make in the middle of a World Cup?
The only thing is that because of the nature of the surface being tricky, maybe not Saim just yet, because he's the kind of guy who likes a sort of a true surface with the pace coming on. Yes, he's become a little bit of a known person to pick up the ball off his legs and his hips into that leg side, not because of the nature of the surface. I don't think that. What they can do, however, is put Fakhr back on top. That is something that they can do. They can break Rizwan and Babar. They can slot Usman in at 3, and then one of Rizwan or Babar comes in at 4. That's one way that they can do it. That they can slot one of the power or the faster, stronger, cleaner ball strikers in between the Rizwan Babar. So I can see Fakhr going back up on top. One of Rizwan and Babar opens with them. Usman comes in at 3, and the other one comes in at 4. That I think covers up. And if Rizwan gets out, Babar comes in, and if Fakhr gets out, Usman comes in. That's one way they can balance that intent or the lack of power play ability with those two ball strikers that they have.
They come up to Pakistan against a Canada side buoyant from having claimed their first ever win at the Men's T20 World Cup. This is, remember, Canada's first appearance in this competition. It was a thorough all-round effort that took them over the line against Ireland, Uruj. From whatever you've seen of Canada, what do you think are the likeliest ways in which they can hurt Pakistan with their personnel?
I think in both games, you look at their batting to put up 193 it was, and even it was 137 against Ireland on again in on surfaces where they managed to break that 80-90 run. They were the ones who got the highest score in the end. In fact, I think 137 on that surface still remains high. So Canada's batting. And we spoke about the same thing, Pakistan's bowling versus USA's batting. The intent with the USA batters came out, Canada, after beating Ireland, will have a spring in their step and confidence with which they can score their runs. So I think if Pakistan do bowl first again, they will have to restrict Canada to a total similar to what they did against India, and then apply themselves better with the bat. Anything par or slightly above, Pakistan's batting again, flaky as it looks, will have trouble. So I think Canada's batters will be key to get them out early if they are batting first, and obviously dent it in the power play if they're out to chase.
They have delivered 2 classics of varying kinds at Pakistan so far. Let's see what's in offer at the third time of asking. Thank you so much, Uruj, for setting that game up for us. We will be building up to Canada versus Pakistan just around toss time. So be sure to join us then on Maruti Suzuki Arena. Presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout, powered by Dishtv. Watch show.
Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
वॉचो ऐप पे देखो एक OTT के दाम पे सारे OTT शान से।
Watch